Hello, and welcome to the Windsor-Essex Bilingual Legal Clinic presentation on social assistance and COVID-19. Information contained in this video is for general information only. The information contained is not legal advice and should not be relied upon as such. No solicitor-client relationship arises as a result of accessing this video. There are no representations or warranties made as to the accuracy of any information provided. Legislative changes and changes to the interpretation of existing laws require legal advice. If you require information or advice specific to your situation, you should seek legal advice from a lawyer in your area. If you would like to seek advice from our clinic, please contact us at the number listed on the slide. One of the many questions we have received since the COVID-19 outbreak is whether an application for the Ontario Disability Support Program can still be filed. The answer is yes. The Ministry is still processing ODSP applications. You can either contact your local ODSP office or your Ontario Works caseworker to have an application package either sent directly to you or to your healthcare practitioner to avoid in-person visits. If during your ODSP application or at any point during the ODSP process, if you require assistance, our legal clinic can provide advice and at times representation about many issues regarding ODSP. For example, if you would like to apply for ODSP but need help, if you've applied for disability benefits but have been denied, if you have an overpayment that you don't agree with, if your benefits have been placed on hold or terminated, if you've already appealed or would like to appeal your ODSP decision, or if you have any questions about ODSP and the benefits, please contact our local clinic. In the normal process of applying for ODSP, there are timeframes for you to submit your application. In the event that you are denied benefits, there are also timeframes for you to request an internal review and appeal the decision. As a result of COVID-19, time limits are currently suspended. This means that the Disability Adjudication Unit and the Social Benefits Tribunal will accept documents outside of the timeframes. If you need additional time to file your ODSP application, or if you're currently receiving ODSP but have received a medical review application, if you have to prepare a request for internal review, then in all of these circumstances, you should call the Disability Adjudication Unit to ask for extra time if you can't meet the deadlines. The Disability Adjudication Unit can be reached at the number listed on the slide. Equally, if you need extra time to file an appeal to the Social Benefits Tribunal, you should call the tribunal to ask for extra time if you cannot meet the deadline. The Social Benefits Tribunal can be reached at the number on the slide. If you've already filed an appeal to the Social Benefits Tribunal, then you will likely have already received a notice of hearing. It is likely that your notice of hearing is scheduled for an in-person hearing at a designated location. Since COVID-19, Tribunals Ontario has postponed and rescheduled all in-person hearings and, where possible, is moving forward with alternative options such as written, telephone, and video hearings. Written hearings are hearings that are based on the written materials that are submitted as part of your application. Telephone and video hearings are those that are scheduled either by telephone or video conferencing. You should by now have received an amended notice of hearing that shows how the hearing has changed for your specific case. For a telephone hearing, you will have received a phone number from the Social Benefits Tribunal, as well as a passcode that you will use when you call from your home. Telephone hearings are in fact conducted from your own home. If you have a legal representative, then your representative will also be calling in at the designated time. If you don't have access to a telephone or telephone service, or if you object to having a telephone hearing, then you must put your objection in writing and send it to the Social Benefits Tribunal within 15 days of getting your amended notice of hearing. You have to explain why you disagree with the format of the hearing. So, for example, if you don't have access to a telephone, or if you don't have enough minutes on your telephone to have a hearing that could last from 1 to 2 hours, if there are communication barriers that would prevent you from having a fair hearing, if there are privacy concerns that would also affect your hearing, if there are any reasons that you feel that proceeding with a telephone hearing would be prejudicial to your case, then that would be the basis for your objection. The tribunal will determine adjournments on a case-by-case basis, taking into account any of the hardships or reasons that you've given not to proceed. You also need to make sure that if you're sending a request for an adjournment, that you also send it to the office that made the decision that you're appealing. This will either be the Ontario Works Office or the Ontario Disability Support Program Office. As you may have seen in the news, both the provincial and federal governments have implemented many financial programs to help people that are affected by COVID-19. One question that comes up is whether ODSP and OW are giving people extra help, financial help, because of COVID-19. If you're already getting income support from ODSP or OW, you do not qualify for the Ontario Emergency Assistance Program. This program is for people who are not on OW or ODSP. However, there are new resources that ODSP and OW workers can use to give emergency discretionary benefits. This is available to both OW and ODSP recipients, and eligible maximum payments are either $100 for a single person or $200 for a family. The initial request for the emergency discretionary benefit must be made through the OW or ODSP caseworker or through the online application portal. If you are receiving the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, then you would not be entitled to get this extra money. When requesting emergency discretionary benefits, you have to explain why it is that you need it. So, for example, if you require masks or gloves for hospital or clinic visits, if you require food and groceries, if you can't get to a food bank because you've either been ordered to stay at home or you're caring for someone who is sick or has been ordered to stay at home. Another reason could be if you require cleaning supplies, if you've been ordered to stay at home, or you're also caring for a family member who is sick or has been ordered to stay at home. This list, of course, is not exhaustive, but simply an example of the type of reasons you can request to receive the discretionary emergency benefits. It's important to know that despite COVID-19, you will still continue to receive your monthly ODSP or OW payments. If you usually pick up payments from your local office, you should contact them for instructions on a different payment method. With respect to income reporting, you do not need to drop off any income report in person. You can use the My Benefits online service, mail, email, or call the office. Payments will not be suspended if the report is late. Payments for benefits such as special diet allowance or mandatory special necessities or other recurring benefits expiring will be extended and a new form is not required. Further, if you need a new benefit such as eyeglasses, repairs to a wheelchair, or other assistance, please contact your local ODSP OW office. As indicated earlier, there are many federal and provincial programs that have been implemented to help assist with the economic downfall of COVID-19. One of these is the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. A question often asked is whether you are entitled to receive the Canada Emergency Response Benefit while still receiving OW or ODSP. The Canada Emergency Response Benefit gives financial support to employed and self-employed Canadians who are directly affected by COVID-19. It is your responsibility to ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria before applying for CERB. Please visit the website that is listed on the slide for additional details on eligibility criteria. If you get financial assistance from OW or ODSP, you can get the CERB if you qualify for it. The CERB benefit gives people $500 a week for up to 24 weeks. For existing Ontario Work recipients granted before March 1st, 2020, the payment will qualify for a partial exemption. This means the first $200 and 50% of each additional dollar received in a month will be exempt. For new and recent Ontario Works applicants granted assistance on or after March 1st, 2020, the payment will be deducted dollar for dollar when determining eligibility for social assistance and when assessing the first 3 months of entitlement. For all ODSP applicants and recipients, the benefit payment will be treated in a similar manner to employment earnings. This means the first $200 and 50% of each additional dollar received in a month is exempt. An additional benefit program that has been introduced is the Canada Emergency Student Benefit, the CESB. It is your responsibility again to ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria before applying for this benefit. The Canada Emergency Student Benefit provides financial support to post-secondary students and recent post-secondary and high school graduates who are unable to find work due to COVID-19. The benefit is for students who do not qualify for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit or employment insurance. Please visit the website listed on the slide for additional details on eligibility criteria. If you do qualify for the benefit, the CESB gives people $1,250 for each 4-week period or $2,000 for each 4-week period if you have dependents or a disability. For existing Ontario Work recipients granted before May 1st, 2020, the benefit will be fully exempt for adult students in full-time secondary or post-secondary studies and for students under the age of 18. For adult part-time post-secondary students and recent post-secondary graduates, the benefit will be partially exempt for the first $200 and 50% of each additional dollar received in the month will be exempt. For new and recent applicants granted assistance on or after May 1st, 2020, the benefit will be deducted dollar for dollar from social assistance payments when determining eligibility for social assistance and when assessing the first 3 months of entitlement. After the 3-month qualifying period, the benefit will be partially or fully exempt. This dollar for dollar deduction will not apply to students who are under 18 or full-time adult secondary students. For all ODSP applicants and recipients, the benefit will be treated in a similar manner to employment earnings. This means that the benefit is exempt for adult students in full-time secondary or post-secondary studies and students under 18 years of age. For adult part-time post-secondary students and recent post-secondary graduates, the benefit is partially exempt. In terms of reporting extra sources of income, it's extremely important that you report all additional income, whether it be from a job or from other government benefits like employment insurance or the CERB or CESB benefits. If you do not report the extra income, you may have an overpayment with ODSP or OW. If you've received the CERB or CESB and believe you might not have been eligible to receive it, you should contact your legal clinic as soon as possible to discuss your legal options, as this may result in overpayments, suspension of file, suspension of benefits, increases in geared to income rent, and potentially a fraud claim. Another issue that can arise is what would happen if you become financially ineligible for ODSP or OW income support while receiving the CERB or CESB benefits. It's important for you to know that you will not lose access to your health benefits. You will remain on social assistance at a nominal amount to ensure continued access to benefits and case management supports. The following slide includes information on how to apply for the CERB. Again, we strongly urge you to review the financial eligibility criteria before applying for the program. We also strongly urge you to speak to your OW or ODSP caseworker prior to applying for benefits to determine eligibility. If you do not have permanent status in Canada, it is important for you to know that you can still get financial assistance from Ontario Works. Ontario Works can help pay for living expenses like rent and food. You do not have to have permanent immigration status to get financial help through them. There are, of course, exceptions. You might not qualify for OW if you are in Canada as a tourist, if you are in Canada as a visitor, if there is a removal order that says you have to leave Canada and there is nothing to legally stop the border from forcing you to leave. Even if the border could remove you, if you have already made a humanitarian and compassionate application for permanent residence status, you can apply for OW. You should, however, get legal advice. Lastly, we've included a slide that contains additional benefits that were available prior to COVID and still available during COVID-19. If you have any questions, please contact the Windsor-Essex Bilingual Legal Clinic. We provide free legal services for low-income residents of Windsor and Essex County. Thank you for your time today. Stay safe, and we hope to hear from you soon.